Hey everybody, and welcome back. Sorry, I was messing with my mic cable. It was seemed like it was in the way. And we are here on the Valley of the Old Farm. And I have to say that I was all set up to sell some wheat because there was a great demand for wheat. And I was like, "Oh, I got wheat from Field 64 and everything." And then I was talking with DoughBoy, and put in the Discord channel on the server, "Hey John, and hey 8400R, and Grandpa Gaming, if you're still there, what's up?" Well, I put a message into Discord basically saying that there was a great demand for both wheat and sugar beets, and I put the prices in. And DoughBoy was like, "Oh great, I'm out of town, but you know, figures." So I was like, "Well, I could sell stuff for you if you wanted." And everything. So he told me just check the prices on the seasons menu and just see, well, is the price a really good price, or is it going to get better later on? I was like, oh yeah, I didn't do that. So I checked it, and for sugar beets, it's probably going to be $100 per 1,000 liters higher in winter. So it's best to hold on to that. For wheat, the price was just under $600 a 1,000 liters right now, and I thought, well, that's a really good price. But then I looked at the seasons menu, and it should be about, I don't know, a lot more. It'll be worth a lot more again in winter. So, well, I'm not going to sell the wheat now if I can probably, get another 100 or so per 1,000 liters. Come by just holding on to it a little longer. So we're just going to leave the trailer there on the silo lid. We were hoping that the sunflowers would come in now that we are into autumn, but they did not come in. So the sunflowers did not come ready. So we pretty much have to wait until mid-autumn to see if the sunflowers are going to come due. So we're just going to do some odd jobs today on the stream. They start off with first fertilizing these two grass fields. These are again two grass fields that we own, that we contract out and have other people bale the hay for us. They sell the hay, and we get 20%. So what they do is they give me 20% of what the hay sells for, and I just fertilize the fields. So pretty good arrangement. Works out pretty good for me. So all I need to do is fertilize my grass, and they'll come in and cut it. Hey, Icelandic Farmer, what's up? Hey, Haggard Farms, and Chris, what's up? So something else that we need to do is we bought some fields at auction, and we owe the bank for this field and for field 65. So we bought field 38 and field 65 down here, and we owe the bank some money. We need to send the bank, and the bank is, I think, contract companies. Let me look this up real quick. I'll make sure that I send it to the right person. Yeah, the bank is contract companies, and it looks like we need to send them $97,000. Alrighty. We have done that now. And I need to mark that paid here. Basically, we paid $57,000 for field 38 here. and $40,000 for field 65 down there. So not a bad deal, I think, because this field is right here by our farm, and the other one is down there right by that other field that we bought the last auction. Hey, Alien Jim, what's up? Thanks for dropping by. How was the truck and tractor pull? They're always fun to watch. Was it like a local county one where the guys bring out their own stuff, or was it one with some bigger names in it? Hey, Michael S. So we did pretty good in the auction. We only spent $97,000. DoughBoy, he spent $95,000. He bought one field. And James, man, James here, he bought himself 3 big old fields. He's owing $370,000 to the bank for those fields that he bought. So he has got a pretty big ticket to cover there. Yeah, we're going to do pretty good with those fields because, well, before they were bought, good old AI farmers put canola in them. So we're going to keep that canola in there, and we'll just harvest that next year, and use that money to kind of offset the cost of the fields. Kind of like what we hope to do with the wheat field, field 64 that we bought. We got 40,000 liters of wheat off of that field. And I have to say, I do not remember what I paid for that field. It was market price plus, I don't know, some amount, maybe $10,000. It's this field right here that we're passing right now. Right now it's just cultivated. We're waiting on a, probably going to wait till next year to seed it. I think it's fully fertilized. I'll have to check. One thought I did have was maybe to maybe come in here and put oilseed radish down to give it a fertilization. But I do need to see if it's already fertilized or not. So I could put oilseed radish in here and let that hold all winter, and then cultivate that in and get me another fertilized state. Sounds like something I might just do. I gotta see if my planter will put oilseed radish down. I don't know, maybe it won't. Let's see here. Oh, well, how did you do? Second in trucks, oh, that's good. And first in the tractor, well, that's great. Yeah, I saw that. I went and grabbed it. I had grabbed the latest MP Manager maybe about 5 days ago, and everything. But I saw that it was updated more recent than that, so I went ahead and grabbed another copy. I know Roy, who's on this server, who also has been playing with that mod on another server, said that they looked at the new version probably about a week and a half ago, and they thought it was still a little buggy. But again, that was, a week and a half ago. And on a work in progress mod, be on field 86, but that's still not been mowed. That's not fully fertilized, is it? Let's go here and see if we can't maybe put another coat of fertilizer on field 86. Now the question, Haggard Farms, is how much money did you put into that equipment into the truck and the tractor for that payout. Hopefully you run enough events to earn enough prize money to make it worthwhile. I'm doing pretty good. So the plan today is going to be to fertilize these fields and see if if we can put oilseed radish down on 64, the current planter we got. If not, then we may need to pick up a cheap planter to do that with. I was also going to go around and mark some more trees for some more forestry contracts. Sean did one of the contracts, and we need to go around and clear up those stumps. Hey, Genetic. Hey, what's up, Simulation for the Nation? Thanks for coming by. Did you have a chance to check out that that ammonia applicator? Oh. Did it work for you, or did you have issues with it? Okay, so you're not having your performance issues, the frames issues? That's good. We need a full loadout of fertilizer to fertilize that big grass field. We're going to go ahead and load that up. Oh, more than that. Alright, let's head on. Let's head on back down to the other grass field. Oh, I should point out, we did do a little purchasing. Back up here. You see our corn header there for our harvester. Those that caught my last... No, you didn't catch my stream. Those that caught DoughBoy's stream saw that I helped him harvest some wheat. So I got a grain header for the harvester and a header trailer. And I went and did an oopsie when I was buying that that header. I went and bought a sunflower header first. Didn't really pay attention to what header I was picking. I just saw the reel on it, you know, the take-in reel, and thought, oh, okay, that's the grain header. So I bought it, and then I saw these wacko things here. Saw those, you know, those guides there, and I was like, well, that is the weirdest grain header I've ever seen. And then I stopped and I looked at the store and I saw that this was a sunflower header. So we now have a sunflower header and a grain header for our harvester. That's a lesson in paying attention to what you're buying. All right. I saw that. I didn't have a chance to watch that. I saw it show up in my recommendeds. It's an 8-hour video, and trust me, I'm not gonna watch an 8-hour video. But I saw that. Wished I would have realized what was going on to catch a little bit of it live, off and on today. And speaking of Farm Sim, now probably everybody watching already has it. Maybe. But if for some reason you don't have Farm Sim, and you've been holding out for a good sale on Farm Sim, well, Steam has a really good sale currently on Farm Sim until July 5th. So if you're waiting for payday, you've got a couple paydays hopefully to get you there. I think it's 75% off. I think it might be like $9.99. are maybe under 10 bucks for the base farm sim. There's a discount for the Platinum Edition also, which is the base farm sim and the Platinum upgrade. And then all the DLCs are also on sale over at Steam. So I think you can pick up the Big Bud or the Coon for about $10 each. I think you can pick up the Ropa Pack for maybe $6 or something like that. So if there's any DLCs you've been holding out on getting, or if there's Farm Sim itself that you've been holding out on getting, then head on over to Steam and check out that sale. So we were hoping, lots of folks were actually hoping that the crops would come due with early autumn, but no. It seems like most of the crops are in the final growth stage, and it's going to be a very busy middle and late autumn here on the map. Pull up the PDA once we get over here to the our field. Here's our grass field. Look at the PDA, and we check out our. Look at all that last growth stage. There's nothing ready to harvest other than maybe some grass. So it is going to be a very busy late autumn and mid-autumn. All right, let's fire this up. Spread out a little bit. I got this spreader. We put that variable width fertilize mod in, and I cranked this thing up to 50 meters to really fling that granular out there. So I got to be careful that I don't have too much overlap. As you can see how fast that fertilizer is ticking down there because we're flinging it so far. And if I do it right, I'll end up with a couple hundred liters of fertilizer left. If I overlap too much, then we will end up short. And given how far away this field is from the main farm, I don't want to end up too short, simply because I'm not going to drive that back down here to catch up just a little bit. But we also have a contract out on this field to mow and bale our grass. And again, the farmer can keep 80% of the profits from selling the hay, and then he pays me 20% of the profits for selling the hay. Because after all, he's doing most of the work. I mean, he's cutting it, he's tedding it, windrowing it, baling it, and collecting it up off the field, and taking it to the sell point and everything. So he's doing all the work. My only expense is to put 2 coats of fertilizer on it per cut. And takes 2,000 liters of fertilizer. The bags, we use the big bags. They're $580 a piece for 1,000 liters. So that is $1,060 per coat. So it's about what, $2,100, $2,120 per cutting. And I think the last time that we did this, I think I made about $5,000. Not bad. I netted $3,000. All I had to do is fertilize the fields a couple times. Now, if the farmer wants to use the hay as opposed to sell it, then I have a price I set out. I don't know what I set it at. I think I set it at like $25 per 1,000 liters, or basically $100 a bale if it's a 4,000 liter bale. If he's gonna mow it and bale it for his, or if he's gonna make hay for his own personal use, then it's $100 a bale that he pays me for whatever he takes off the field. See how well we did on this application. Without overlapping. One time I had enough left to fertilize half of a field for DoughBoy. He didn't have a chance to get in and fertilize his field, and I had a little left, so I just went down there and spritzed the field up a little bit. Alright, thanks for dropping by, Ice. Alright, I think we're going to do pretty good here. There we go. $184 left. Not a bad deal. Oh well, no problem. I actually got that that applicator from Darren, Darren Cassell. Who is the map author of Willow River. When I was testing that map pre-release, he had intended to include a set of recommended mods with the map download. And in that recommended list of mods, there was some old stuff for an old historical farm. That is up on the up on Willow River, and then he also included that that ammonia applicator. So I turned in here because I wanted to do something. I saw these trees earlier today up here, and you know, they're all planted in nice little rows. And then I saw these little trees over here. You know, they're in a different growth state, and they're nice planted in little rows. And then we've got where we had here rows of poplar planted here. Okay. Well, I had a thought when I was doing the map video for Baltic Sea, because I saw some trees like those little trees. They were just planted, and I had this thought. I'm a little curious to see if maybe these trees grow. Because the thought I had was, wouldn't it be cool if there was a way for the map author to plant saplings in the map, so that as you were playing, if you played long enough, those little saplings would actually grow to full growth. Because we know that the trees that come on the base map don't actually grow. You know, they don't change at all. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a way for a map author to basically plant saplings and have them actually go through a growth cycle? Oh, is that a challenge? That challenge accepted, Alien Jim. I have to say, I'd had no idea that Sussex had been updated. By the way, guys, Sussex Farm has got a pretty cool update coming. PC, it looks like. I watch Mr. Sealy P, and we gotta go to 4. I'm gonna turn around and go the other way. And he had put up a couple videos today about a Sussex Farm update. And I was like, wait, what? Sussex Farm's been updated? I never saw it get updated on the Mod Hub. So I went back and I looked at Sussex Farm, and it hadn't been updated according to the website since the middle of May. I'm like, what? Well, I know Mr. Sealy P's on console, so there's no way really to put a map on console unless it actually goes through the Mod Hub. So, well, it turns out that the Giants updated the console version of Sussex with an update that Alien Jim had sent up there. And basically, if you watch some of Mr. Sealy P's update videos, I guess you can kind of get a an idea of what's coming for PC Sussex Farm. And in one of those update videos was a cool helicopter cell point that was pretty slick. And then there was another way that you can like basically do a you know, go around the map and say hey to people, and basically that you can turn on and off hedge collisions by doing this little side mission. That was pretty cool. Really look forward to seeing what else is with that update. Hey Darren, what's up? We were just talking about you. Did your ears burn and that's why you came in? All right, there should be some trees around here. It's the west side of Forestry 4. Here's Forestry 4. So let's see if we can't find where these 10 stumps are. No, John, that's fine. Feel free to list them out. Provide links if you can, just in case I don't have them. Oh, I think they're up here. Seeing some what look like stumps up here. So part of my responsibility for running the sawmill is to come in here and grind down the stumps after the contracts are done. We're going to grind down these stumps. But we were talking about you because we were talking about the ammonia applicator cultivator thing that that you had originally intended to have as a suggested mod for Willow River. Yeah, it just saves me from saves me time ultimately, John, in trying to find them. Simulation for the Nation was looking for a ammonia applicator for Lone Oak, and wanted to know if I knew of any good ones. And I said, well, I got one actually that I thought worked pretty good. I should have been keeping track, but I have lost count. 1, 2, 3. I think we've done maybe 5 stumps. At this point, there's another one, so there's 6. These stumps will be a lot easier to find in the winter. Six. So just kind of drive around this area and look for them. Some more trees that were marked. I think Sean missed 3 trees. He's got 3 of them marked right there. They weren't cut. I'm not seeing any more stumps. Yeah, I had mentioned that I didn't realize, I didn't see any issue with frames, but I think Reefy must have, or you were talking about having some frame issues with it. But maybe you had done those edits before I had gotten a copy. Or maybe you'd done the edits and gave me an updated copy and I've just forgotten about it. Say this is a pretty vicious forest, and I am trying my hardest not to get excited about the Black Mountain Creamery, or whatever that creamery map is that Black Sheep's been putting some videos out about. The reason I'm trying not to get excited about it is apparently, and I didn't even realize this, but apparently the map is based around around an area that is very close to where I grew up. At least the there is a company with the same name as the map, with a remarkably similar logo. So, kind of eager to see it. All right, here, drop this back off. Pick up our fertilized spreader. Then we're going to go back in the woods and we're going to mark up some trees. Put in a couple more contracts. Then we'll make our way back to the farm and see about putting oilseed radish down in that field. Alright. Let's see here. Let me pull this out. We have a contract in field 4, or forest 4. Then we still have contracts in 9, 11, 12, and 13. So I guess I'll put upmark some in fields 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7. That sounds cool. 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7. You know that oh, I forgot to get the fertilizer spreader now, shouldn't I? I should probably get that before I go up here and do this. Otherwise, I'm going to have to come back here and pick up my spreader. Now, just last week, that Black Sheep Modding had a building released into the mod hub, and I knew that they had put a video out a while ago about that building, basically showing it off. So I went to dig up that building in the video to look at it again, and the darn video was 7 months old. I was like, wow, I didn't remember that it took that long. It had been that long since they had put that video out, and yeah, before they actually had gotten the building released. So now I wonder how different the building actually is. Alright, so let's go in here and find us a good spot. Let's mark some trees right on top of this number 1. How do we do that? It's M marks it, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we already marked that one. 10. All right, mark those. Over here and mark some over here by the number 2. When I had first marked these for those other jobs, I hadn't done any forestry jobs, so I just kind of randomly marked them around the area. And it turns out that it's a lot harder to find those stumps or those trees than you would think. So this time around, we're just going to mark them pretty close together. It's 4, 5, 6, 8. I don't need to climb the tree. 10. All right. Head on back over there. And drive our tractor up to the next area. All right. I don't know if you all had a chance to check out those new maps that were released to the mod hub. There was 2 new maps this week put out for PC, and then there was an update to American Outback. Kind of a redo of American Outback. I mean, the fields are basically the same. Just kind of a rehash. Things are a little more greener on the map as opposed to being so brown and blah. But I really liked Baltic Sea. That was a pretty cool little map with pretty cool ideas going on. It's one of those Ukrainian, I guess, type maps. But what's nice about it is it didn't feel so third worldish. So post-apocalyptic, you know, the world is over and you're farming and all the buildings are half deteriorated. So that was kind of refreshing. It's 3, 4, 5. Then there was an Alps map. That Alps map, that was a fun one to explore. It had all kinds of cool little things going on. I will, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. Right. So what I was saying was the Alps map was pretty cool. I would suggest if you look at that map, be careful about playing the accordion outside the house where you start. I got it playing and I couldn't turn it off, and it kept getting louder and louder and louder, and I eventually had to run away. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. And then there was whatever that, you know, that big horn thing that you blow in, that they they show you on those old time shows, old cartoons about the Alps. They had one of those that you could blow and activate. They had some restaurants that if you walked up to, you would see the menu pop up. That was pretty fun. And the best part of that map was there was a ski resort. Basically, you farmed on one of the mountains. You had to come down the mountain with a a bunch of roads that did a switchback, a bunch of switchbacks, and then the town was down in the valley. And you basically then drove through the valley to get to and across the way to get to the other mountainside, where you then let's go over here, where you then climbed up the other side of the mountain. You climbed up the other side of the mountain to get to the ski resort. The ski resort was really cool. Definitely worth a check out. One thing I would say is don't speed in the ski resort or through town. It's 3. Pretty costly. 4, 5, 6. Is brought to you by the number 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 1, 2. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 2 more to go, and then we'll go do something else. We're doing all this again because I own the sawmill. I bought it for $600,000. Bought the sawmill and all the equipment. And with the sawmill, we put out sawmill contracts, cut down logs. We pay anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000 to cut down 10 logs and deliver them to the sawmill. We then will take those logs and either chip them for wood chips or sell the logs at the sell points. That's 3. 5, 6. Remember, the stream is brought to you by the number 7, 8, 8, 9, and 1, 10. Do one more, then we'll go do some more stuff. All right. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. So we pay $15,000 to $20,000 per contract to cut up 10 trees, cut them to 6-meter lengths, use an auto load trailer to bring them to the sawmill. And if I sell them as actual logs, I'm making about $35,000. So if I pay 20 grand to the farmer, I'm still clearing $15,000 per contract. And all I gotta do is mark these trees, sell the logs, grind the stumps, and pay the farmer. Seems like a pretty lucrative deal to me. So I don't have any problem with it. One of the easiest ways to earn $15,000 to $20,000 on the map, that's for sure. All right, let's head on back, and we'll swing by the shop. See if maybe we need to buy ourselves a planter or seeder. So what's everybody up to tonight? This June 23rd. Fairly hot day for us. I'll need to go in and update the contract spreadsheet here at some point. Are you on Hoff Bergman, John? Or are you on one of the others? So guys, if while we're talking about that, if you are interested in doing multiplayer with some actual adults that actually get on and actually farm for realsies, and don't just get on and mess with people, then come on over and check out my Discord. We've got 2 open multiplayer servers for any member of the Discord. Right now they are playing on. Right now they're playing on Emerald Coast, as well as Mavericks Multifruit. So if you're into production, then there's Mavericks Multifruit. If you're into just standard farming, then there's Emerald Coast. It's the one I got. This is the one I got. It does. That's sugar beet, isn't it? Not oilseed radish. That's oilseed radish, right? That's sunflower, soybeans, corn, and sugar beet. Look up here. That's sugar beet. That's the same graphic. So we need to buy a seeder. That's what I'm getting out of that. It's $31,000, 3.6 meters. It's 3 meters, $6,000. Kind of expensive. I don't want that. I heard that one's got problems. Got that. So that's $25,000 because you've got to buy this and that. That is 4 meters. 3. 50. 6 meters. I'm going to go with this one. Alright. Well, let's go back and drop this off and we'll go pick that up. So we've got Emerald Coast. As I said, open multiplayer server. They're playing with seasons. Beyond that, I'm not sure what DLCs they're using, but on my Discord, there's a text channel and a voice channel called Blackbird Farms. That's the Emerald Coast map. Then there's a text channel and a voice channel called Production Map, which is the Mavericks Multifruit. Any member of my Discord is more than welcome to go in there and check those out. Those servers are being provided by some members of the Discord, so I want to thank them for that great service. But Darren, have you played with the compaction mod anymore? I know you had put a message in the chat a couple streams ago about it was a mod that you get tired of real pretty quick. Curious if you're seeing the behavior I was seeing. And what I was seeing was, I was thinking that the compaction mod was additive with its compaction. I mean, that seemed to make sense to me. But I don't think it is additive. And what I mean by that is that if a tractor or implement was listed as having light compaction, and you were driving on a field that had no compaction, then I would expect it to obviously give you light compaction. Then I was expecting, okay, so let's say I seed the field and I have the planter doesn't do any compaction, but the act of having the planter on the tractor causes the tractor to give light compaction. So by seeding the field, you get a little bit of pink, showing up, showing the compaction state. Well, then let's say you want to fertilize the field at some point, and the fertilizer, when you have it on the tractor, also lists it as light compaction. So what I was thinking about it being additive, or if it was additive, what I was thinking is, well, if I drive over a lightly compacted field with something that does light compaction, then I was thinking that it would go from light to medium compaction, because I was basically adding another amount of light compaction to it. But what I was seeing was that it wasn't acting like that way. What it seemed like it was acting like was, if I drove over the field with something that did light, then the field became lightly compacted. And driving on the field with something that would do a light compaction didn't do anything to change the state, because the field was already in a light compacted state. That's the way I was thinking it would work then, because I wasn't seeing it get darker pink when I drove over it a second time with a fertilizer applicator that was supposed to do light compaction. So then I went and drove over a field with a fully loaded tank of digestate. And it had, like, I don't know, 20,000 liters of digestate in it. And it listed it as being medium compaction. So I was like, okay, well, this is a cool test, because now I will see it, I'll see it change from pink to a darker color, a more darker red, because we were moving from light to medium. But when I drove over the field, it never changed color. It was still listed as light. Or it still was the same color as a field that was only driven over once, and was thus lightly compacted. So, I don't know, I'm a little confused on that. So I was a little curious to see if you had seen that type of behavior. Chris, you can get the mod. I can't link you to it, because that's kind of one of the terms of the of using the work in progress, is I can't link directly to it. But if you go to the Realmus GitHub site, the soil compaction mod is listed right there, and you basically get it the same way you would get the dev version of GPS, not GPS, but Courseplay. So if you're familiar with pulling up Courseplay off of GitHub and doing the whole download and extraction of the zip and all that, then you should be able to get the soil compaction downloaded and all of that. Hey Talgar, what's up? Yeah, when you get there, you're going to want to click on the actual Realmus as opposed to the seasons. So when you're there grabbing the geos, I think you're in one layer. You need to go up a layer. Alright. Let's fill this up with seed. Oh, that's the only problem with this thing. Short tongue on it. It wants to turn really quick. In fact, it's already turned too far. All right. Fill this up. And if you do get it, I do recommend that you check every few days to see if there's an update, because it is a work in progress. They are working on it pretty regular. Alright, so I updated the, I put a message in the testing channel on Slack, because they like to use Slack, as to what I was seeing, where basically it was, I drove over a non-compacted field with a tractor that listed causing light, and it changed to a light pink color, as I would expect. And then I drove over the field with a slurry applicator that was not full. I kind of cheated, so I put 1,000 liters of digestate in the Joskin applicator trailer, and then I hired a helper. And I had set it to basically fill from the BGA. So I only had 1,000 liters of weight on the trailer, and was able to basically do the whole field. So it listed it as only doing light compaction. And it didn't change it from light pink to a darker color. So I was like, okay, so it's not additive, meaning every time I drive over the field doing light compaction, it doesn't +1 the new level of compaction. So then I went and I filled the tank full. And when it was full, both the tractor and the tank listed as causing medium because it was so much heavier. Well, when I knew that as I was applying the digestate, it would go from medium to light, because as it got emptier. But when I was applying it even full, it never changed to a darker pink. There must be something a little messed up in its calculations of compaction. At least with the versions that we've got. I did download the latest after I did that test, so maybe it's been fixed. Literally a work in progress, so whatever you get 1 minute may be completely different the next hour. That is oilseed radish, right? Let's turn on GPS. That is width. Yep, I guess that's the right width. There, and let's go to town. I do like this this platinum cedar. I was using it the other day on some other. I was using it the other day on Emerald Coast, and I was seeing all kinds of chains and cogs rotating that I didn't really notice. Those things are rotating. Didn't notice the first time around, when we were messing on the South American map. You see the cog and the gear rotating. Rotating in there. So it's got lots of cool little animations and details to it. This will put this field up to 3 stages of fertilization before we even get around to planting our corn. But basically where we are is we're trying to figure out how to utilize the next the next few game days, because we are really just in a stage where we're really just waiting on it, on the sunflowers and the corn come due. But this thing all jacked up now. There we go. So what do y'all, how many of y'all have the Platinum DLC? You weren't on earlier, I was talking about the Steam sale. Steam's got a pretty good sale going on right now, and Farm Sim is one of the things on sale until July 5th. If for some reason you're watching the stream and you don't already own Farm Sim, now's a good time to pick it up. If you're maybe waiting on, if there's some DLCs you don't have, maybe you're waiting on a good price, now might be a good time to check those out. They're all on pretty good discount. The only one that's not up there is Modern Classics, which I was looking at the website the other day and I didn't see the Modern Classics on the Giants website anymore. That was a little weird. I don't know where it went or why it was down. Yeah, you know, the map is blah. You know, sugarcane is like, are you kidding me? It's an absolute pain in the tail. The amount of effort you got to put in doing sugarcane and the amount of money you don't make out of it. It's not really a money maker, I guess, in my mind. Now you do get 3 harvests out of your planting, but it costs so much to plant it. It takes so much time to plant it. It takes so much time to harvest it. But I do like these seeders that come with the star seeders are pretty cool. There's some cultivators and some other star equipment that are pretty cool. Oh, that might. I don't know if Sim's is looking to mess with compaction or not, but that's good to know there, Darren. Hey, Delta, what's up? If we look at the categories, brands, and we go to Stara. You get these cool, you know, the 2 tractors. They're all right. Now this is pretty nice, but it's not really a bit of kit that you use too much. Sim would be a big self-propelled fertilizer applicator. But this one does liquid and solid. Pretty cool that you can compare to both liquid and solid. Doesn't do it at the same time. You could run out of solid and just switch right over to liquid because the application widths are the same. Kind of like these little cultivators. This one will give you the plow bonus. It's kind of nice. This is a really nice big seeder. Really like this overloader. It's a dolly. That's the only problem. And then where is it? It's under. Oh, not there. Oh, it's under sugarcane. Of course, you got your sugarcane junk. But then you got these cool trailers. And what's cool about these trailers is these can unload at the BGA without having to do any modifications to allow trailers. Because this basically acts like a bucket. So you can unload 65,000 liters of silage at the BGA without doing anything special. Too many mods. Yeah, I understand that. Thanks for FS17. I'm going to start a new I'm going to start some better categorization of my mod store. Right now, I just have everything in. I have maps in a special map folder. Got placeables in a placeable folder, but lots of other stuff I've just got in the general big old mods folder in the cloud. But what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start categorizing things out. So I might put all the tractors in a tractors folder and other things once mods for 19 start coming out. What Chevy are you talking about? Has the heat gotten to you up there, causing you to be delirious? There's no Chevy here. C10 is not MR'd. That's probably pretty sure of that. The specific one I'm using right now on Emerald Coast is from GTX, but it's based off of one that's off of Mod Hoster. So if you go to Mod Hoster and you look up C10, there's one there. The one that I'm using from GTX is a custom conversion from a C10 that was in 15. There is the C10 from 15 that someone else did a conversion on, but it's got a little errors to it. But you might be able to figure them out. But I'm sure if you gave the C10 to Mr. Mazzoni, he would be able to whip up an MR code for you. And I think the biggest issue with the one off of Mod Hoster is the bed racks don't have collisions on them. So if you're trying to toss something in the bed, the bed racks, bed rails that extend up, they don't really hold it in. Like if you're trying to do logs. It probably would be. So you could grab the you know, the XML bits from the MR mod, the data folder where he's got the MR data for all the in-game stuff, and you could incorporate that into the C10. I don't know if anybody else has put oilseed radish down on this map or not. I might be the first person putting oilseed radish down. How many people do you have in that trucking company with 30 loads at this point? Got a week left before the end of the month. I know I'm over the 30 mark. Put a couple loads in just for good measure the other week. Well, you got 13 folks now. It's pretty good. I think the idea of having it 30 for 30 worked out a lot better for you than doing the one run a day for 30 days. Because that really prohibited people from coming in after the first. But in theory, people could still come in even with a week left and really hammer out a bunch of runs and still do the 30. This is not ESPN, Rob. This is ESPT. $30 for 30. Yeah, 30 days and 30 runs of ATS. 30 loads. Yeah, ESPT. If you don't know what that means, well, you're just not in the know. You're gonna have to go figure that out. I'm sure there's plenty of other folks that are watching that know exactly what ESPT is. I don't know, Rob. I don't watch ESPN. I actually don't watch too much TV anymore. But it's definitely not the last one, because that one just sounds painful. I don't know if we're going to get this this field done before the end of the day or not. Starting to get a little dark out there. See some hay bales left out there in the field. Got look at that. We got another day of sunshine, and then we got 3 straight days of rain. We're running 18-day seasons, I think. Let me check. Yeah, we're running 18-day seasons. So day 7 will be the first day of mid-autumn. Looks like we're gonna have 2 days of clear weather in mid-autumn to get some harvest done. That is it, Darren. You have figured it out. ESPT. Hey, Mad Modder, what's up? Skippy peanut butter. So the question is, do you like crunchy or smooth? Or do you go for the extra crunch, which is like almost impossible to get a knife through? Well, I'm doing pretty good. Natural extra crunch. That's what you get when you pop peanuts in your mouth and chew. So I saw a couple months ago a shocking product for which I never thought could ever possibly exist. And I'll ask you guys if you've ever heard of it. And I'll ask you guys if you've ever tried it. And probably only the most brave of you have ever tried this. I saw me some peanut-free peanut butter. That is right, I just said peanut-free peanut butter. So that those who have a peanut allergy can experience the wonderful taste of peanut butter. That is basically what it said on the box. And I thought to myself, are you serious? How awful could this taste? Because these people have never had peanuts. So they have no idea what peanut butter really tastes like. So, for all we know, it could taste like, I don't know, creamy cardboard. And they would basically say to themselves, hey, this must be pretty good. Everyone loves peanut butter. Wow, I'm not sure why, but yeah, I'll pretend it's nice. I don't really see it anymore, but when I was growing up, We used to have a lot of what they call a product that was sold as ice milk. It was basically like ice cream made with skim milk. We got it because my grandfather had gone in for multiple bypasses on a heart surgery, and I guess that was one of the suggestions to guess lower the amount of fat and cholesterol in your diet. So basically, since he got to do it, we all had to do it too. And we ate ice milk for the longest time. And I can tell you that's like frozen, that's like flavored ice crystals. So I don't remember the name of the peanut-free peanut butter, but I saw that at the cafeteria at work, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I asked the cafeteria manager if she ever tasted it, and she's like, "Heck no." Well, you know, someone will buy the peanut butter, and then they'll sue you because, you know, they have a peanut allergy. And it didn't say it contained peanuts, you know, clearly on the label. It's a wonder that we, you know, with the level of allergies and stuff nowadays, it's a wonder any of us didn't die as children. Just from, you know, eating the wrong thing. I was thinking about our kids, you know, that are in elementary school now. When our oldest was in elementary school, they had a table. And it was awful that they did this. The teachers had set up a table off in the corner, away from all the other kids, and all the kids that had these food allergies, they would get to go sit at this table off in the corner. Because, you know, one, they couldn't be around the potential of, you know, let's say someone's got a peanut allergy. Well, they couldn't be at the same table with a kid that brought a peanut butter sandwich from home, or a kid that maybe had something from the cafeteria that maybe possibly could have had, you know, peanut powder in it or something. So they took these kids and they stuck them off in the corner. And we were thinking, are you kidding me? You're basically ostracizing these kids and basically making them sit off in the corner, face the wall, and not be a part of, you know, the whole lunchroom process because of an allergy. And I started thinking, you know, when I was growing up, we didn't have the idea of someone having a peanut allergy didn't exist. Never heard of it before. Kids just ate food. Shock we didn't kill ourselves. Nowadays, it's a big Yeah, big news of potential, food contamination and everything. Ah, Darth Ripley, thanks for the sub. I was just starting to think, I wonder if chat is showing up in stream or not. Saw my logo up there. And then I was like, I don't know if chat's showing up in stream. I don't remember seeing it pop in there. I see it's working now. I don't know if it was working the whole time or not. Cream cheese and jelly. You probably couldn't hear that, but that was a shudder. Oh, hey, AK the Hay, what's up? That is a... Say that is an interesting name, indeed. No problem. I enjoyed doing it. Did enjoy that map. I like the that north entrance into the farm where you're in the valley and you go under a bridge. That was pretty cool. I like the whole layout of the farm where it's kind of you have to meander around. It's like the farmyard was built on over years and really doesn't flow very well. Buildings are kind of faced the wrong direction to really flow and be open. You don't have to watch any video. All I ask is that you just click play on all the videos and go off. That way I can get a an ad play and a view count. Quartz play is a fun little beast. I suggest for first-time users the little graphical user deal works best. I can't show you on this because it's multiplayer. But if you go to the course generation page, there's a button that's got a little squiggly line, and then right next to it is kind of a gear button. If you click that, you'll get like a graphical page that'll pop up that can help you set up your course pretty good. Now on Tuesday, the Alps map. Let's just say that. Tuesday, the Alps map will come out, and if we don't have a surprise map release of any well-weighted and hopeful map, we only have like 3 or 4 maps out there that people are really waiting on. There you go, Sim. That's right. So American Outback redone. That'll be out on Thursday, barring a map release of importance coming out before then. We got Lone Oak in for testing. We got Welker Farms in for testing. We got well, we don't really know where that Black Mountain Creamery thing is. I thought there was one more. Oh, there's the OGF map that was in for testing, but apparently is now over at FS UK for testing. That's the other 4th map that I've been wanting to see get released. Any word from Bullet Bill Sim on what Giants is doing with Lone Oak? Is it still pending? Did they kick it back? Yeah, it's in the dev version. I did think I saw Courseplay was listed as one of the mods in testing late last week. Maybe they've uploaded a version that has that functionality to the mod hub. It's pending testing. Yeah, here we got coming to the short side of the field now, so we won't be too much longer. You know, was it as of Friday still listed as pending testing, or was it actually moved on to some other process? I know on Friday it listed 17 mods as being waiting on testing. It's okay. Well, the concept of all good things come to those who wait. That's all we can do is just sit back and wait and not worry too much about it. Yeah, I sent him a Discord message on Friday pertaining to my little issue on Rathlin that I talked to you about. And then he recommended me over to Oxygen David. And I hadn't heard anything from Oxygen David. I sent him a post on FSUK about it. But yeah, I didn't bother asking about Lone Oak because, you know, everybody and their sister's cousin is asking him. I figured it'll show up when it shows up, and it's not worth hounding over or bothering on. Lock in this cord. Well, as you know, I've said that I'm deliberately avoiding all the videos that you all are putting out on it until I can, until the maps are released, so that I can, you know, get my look on it. I've not seen any official notice on PC specs. Now, there was a tweet the other day that said something about the first demo of Farm Sim 19 would be in August, at some event in August. It's possible that they'll talk about specs at their FarmCon event in July. I think Bullet Bills made a mention that, as far as he knew, the specs were going to be very similar, if not the same, to 17. But all of that is rumor as far as I know it. Let me make this turn and I'll go back and look at my Discord and see what that tweet said. Alright, let me look. Yeah, so the announcement said, the tweet said, oh, I'll just do this. Here is the tweet. So it basically says, the first preview version of FS17 is waiting for you to test it at our customer booth. And then it's basically Gamescom August 21st through 25th. So it says first preview version is waiting for you to test. So it sounds like there may be stations set up where people who are attending Gamescom can actually play 19. That's what it sounds like to me. May get gameplay footage at the July event. That's what I've been kind of speculating, is that we would see gameplay footage at FarmCon, which is the middle of July. But again, that's just me speculating. That's not confirmed in any way. Hey Brent, what's up? Yeah, I figured what they would do is they would optimize the graphics engine, at the same time improve the look of everything, to basically be kind of be kind of a one-for-one trade-off. I don't even know where Gamescom is. It says Cologne. I guess it's somewhere in Europe. I'm not going to be road tripping there. And August 21st through 25th, that is a very busy time for me at work. Alright, Sim, catch you later. There's nothing to harvest, DoughBoy. There's nothing to harvest. I'm planting oilseed radish. Down here on 64, that's where I pulled the weed off. That's where James pulled the weed off. And I picked up this Star planter. I figured I'd put oilseed radish in and let it stay in here over winter. Then cultivate and put in corn or something come spring. Yeah, see, I'm not going to Germany. Nah, definitely not. Not in August. Can't afford it, and a little bit too busy at work. No, it won't be ready for. It won't be ready until day 7. Because growth doesn't happen until you transition to the next stage. So, if it wasn't ready on the first day of early autumn, it won't be ready until the first day of mid-autumn. Which 18-day seasons means day 7. So if today is Saturday and we are on day 2, what day of the week will it be when we get to day 7? So Sunday will be day 3, Monday will be day 4, Tuesday will be day 5, Wednesday day 6. This coming Thursday will be day 7, unless they go and fast forward time again. So we'll be harvesting on Thursday of next week. Don't know how that works out for your travel schedule. But you can see Thursday and Friday next week we have clear skies and cloudy skies. And then Saturday, which is Friday on the map, will be Saturday will be Friday on the map, and that's rain forecasted. So earlier we fertilized our fields. We didn't accidentally fertilize any of your fields this time. Then we went around and marked some trees. I'm going to be putting up some more forestry contracts. So if you want to earn yourself a cool 20 grand, you can cut down some trees for me. 20 grand per contract. It's pretty lucrative money. I know James fast-forwarded time because he was hoping that, you know, there would be a harvest for the stream, and I didn't tell him, but I was, you know, I'm thinking, don't worry about me. I can come up with stuff to do. I mean, the only reason I'm putting oilseed radish down in this field is because it's busy work. I really don't want to do it. I don't need to do it. I'm just doing it to occupy time. And to some degree, you'll benefit. I mean, it's one less fertilizer level I've got to do. But this planter or this seeder goes and puts fertilizer in. So I'm now at a second fertilized state, I think, with this field. And the oilseed radish, when I cultivate that in, that'll put me at the third state. Then my corn planter fertilizes, so I'll be at the fourth stage, so I'll be wasting fertilizer. The field that you picked up off the auction, do you know, does that have a, does that have crop in it? My two fields seem to have canola planted in them. Yeah, it seems like the AI farmer on the map was a little canola crazy. Look here. I think all the fields that are planted. Look at all this canola. Look at all the canola on the map. It's like that's the only thing the AI fields planted. He putting that sugar beets. That's how I tell what things are. I turn them on and off, and I look for changes. Some of those colors are too close, even on colorblind mode, so I toggle them on and off, and I look for changes. What turns on and off? Then obviously that's wheat. Hey Fred, what's up? Or Farmer Pete. Farmer Peter. Sorry. What's up? I just saw your comment there. I guess there will be a a run on canola next spring or next summer, whenever we can harvest. Yeah, I would suggest putting in the. I would suggest putting in chat the bit about fast forwarding in your schedule. Can, you know, things can really mess up your schedule. You appreciate their concern and interest in having it so that there's something to do. But at the same time, you know, with your current job and schedule, with it being multiple days away, there isn't much opportunity to get in and do stuff except for you know, select days. And with 1x speed, with 6-day transitions, you know, there's still going to be some time each transition for you to do work, for you to grab a couple game days. And it may mean that, you know, folks that can get on the server every single day, they run out of things to do. But at the same point in time, if you're gone for 3 out of the 6 game days of a seasonal transition, you still have 3 game days to get stuff done. That's what we're needing to be conscious about with our Hof-Bergman former Germantown map. Is that Rob is, I think Rob's a trucker like you, and he's away. You know, some days. So we got to be cognizant that he's not going to be able to get on the map every day or every other day. We got to run a little longer seasons, maybe a little slower clock speed to help him out. Yeah, they really thought, I guess, that going forward a day would make the stuff ready. I was trying to tell them that if it's not ready now, it won't be ready until mid-autumn. But well, they thought for sure it'd be ready. So like, okay, well, I don't think so, but I'll let you find that out. It'll be interesting now that we know. Well, if we can stick to Oregon, what is it, Oregon Springs? If we stick to Oregon Springs for the next map, which will come in 2.5 years, it'll be interesting to see what we can get done with the money that we can carry forward. Because we're going to carry the money forward. And everything, but since that map has bigger fields, you buy the fields, it's going to cost more money to buy the fields. It's going to cost more money to buy the equipment to work those bigger fields. It'll be interesting to see how much we can really afford. Hey Mark, what's up? he's gonna make things a little reduced in price, huh? Oh, you're waiting on beats? Are you back in the tourist business, or are you still working the production? Well, that's one reason, Mark, why I'm thinking the Hoff-Bergman that we're going to do next is maybe going to be really well, hopefully really well suited to this type of gameplay, because there's so many businesses on the map. I'm wondering if production maps are better suited to this type of gameplay after the first year. Because, of course, during the first year, you don't have the stuff to actually make the production run. But after the first year, you don't only have the farming to do, you have the production to keep up with. And that might be the that might be part of the key to keep the keep things, you know, busy. I think Mark would be a rather interesting Creole cook. You could cook authentic food from the bayou. Hey, Farmer Austin, what's up? Joke and puke. Well, Brent, I saw your message about multiplayer. If you're in my Discord, if you want to join that, there's a link in the description. There are 2 open multiplayer servers in the Discord that are run by 2 members of my Discord. They have been gracious enough to offer up their multiplayer servers for members of the Discord. One map is running Emerald Coast, and the other map is running Maverick's Multifruit. I think they're both playing with seasons, but one's production and one's more contemporary. And that's it. And we are literally 1 minute away from our 2-hour time limit. Talk about excellent timing. I'm going to run this back to the farm, and then we'll call it a night. Sim was giving us an update earlier, DoughBoy. From what he told us, the console version was kicked back with an issue, which has been corrected apparently. The PC version, or maybe the version that was kicked back for console, is the PC version. Apparently, it is still in testing. His honest take on it is possibly it's 2 weeks out, based on maybe how quick things are going through, you know, just general impressions. This is the 900. But yeah, we both have an affection for the big old fence, the big old favorites. fact, I'm going to have a set of favorites on Hoff Bergman. Hey, Jaded Illusions, coming in right here at the tail end. Oh. So we'll just put it back here. Yeah, it's not a bad tractor. I wish it, I'm not too keen on the paint schemes. You know, to get the higher horsepower option, you got to get the, what I think is that ugly swish looking thing on the side of the tractor. There's a farm on my way home from work that's got a 5230, I think, out front for sale. Yeah, just a classic red case paint. I really like that. You know, overall, did pick up the Modern Classics trailer here for this map. It's got a nice capacity, and the Fendt pulls it pretty good, even loaded. Well, I don't want the swish for the upgrade. I just want the upgraded horsepower without the swish. That's the thing. You know, I should be able to pick these up. Put them up there, because that's not good having them down here. Someone's going to step on them. Or more better, they'd be better to be put up here on this log stack. Oh, I do love that telehandler. It does have nice visibility. Got that over on Emerald Coast, because here in the U.S., you know, you don't see too many JCB tractors. You don't see any JCB tractors. You don't see. I've never seen a lot of JCB stuff on a farm, but I have seen a heck of a lot of JCB stuff at businesses and contractors. You know, like construction. So I thought I'd buy the JCB telehandler and put it down at the shop as a as an implement that the shop owns. Now you and those plows, I don't like those plows. All right, guys, so we're going to close on out. I want to thank you for coming out. I want to thank Mark for coming out. Rob and DoughBoy and Simulation for the Nation and all the other great folks. So, not sure when we'll be back on this map before Thursday, but if not, we'll probably definitely be here streaming Thursday next week on the Valley Yield Farm. That's when our sunflowers, hopefully, will be ready to harvest. So until next time, happy farming.